Hi, I'm back. I said that I was going to try something with gel pens. As you can see, I've got a few gel pens here, and I'm going to try to put them on this little thing here. I will do it the same process as I do with Sharpies, which would be you just take your, because I want to outline with Sharpie first because I don't have a black gel pen, but we would basically just outline. If you can get your Sharpie to work. Mine doesn't want to work too well at the moment. Okay, that's better. When you're using Sharpies, you can just color or outline like that, but I want to do some of the colors here with a gel pen. So I'm going to outline just a bit here, and then we're going to try a gel pen in one of these spots just real quick. I'll probably do a lot of it off of camera, but I just want to see how well it's going to work, or if it'll work at all. And I thought y'all might want to see it. So I'm going to make the polka dots blue, and it seems to be, the ink seems to be going well on the over the Duraclear here, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem, I don't think. And I'm going to do the rest of that pink, and I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to do the rest of it, and then I'm going to do the transfer as normal, and I'll let y'all see how it looks when it's done, or if it dries, anything that comes up along the way. But for now, we know that the ink gel pen thingies will work on the transfer surface, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, I'm back with the little Hello Kitty here. As you can see, she's got some color in her now. Everything's been done with gel pens except for the white, and I'm going to do that with regular paint. The next step is I'm waiting for this to dry, then I'm going to put some Duraclear over it to make sure that it doesn't bleed into the paint, because I know Sharpie will on occasion bleed into paint, so I want to make sure that the Sharpie isn't going to bleed. I don't suspect the gel pen would, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to cover it with Duraclear as well, and then I'll put the paint on, and then the transfer will go on the rock. I'll keep you updated on this experiment. Okay, I'm back with Hello Kitty here, and I will warn you that gel pens take forever to dry, longer than it does for acrylic. I'm going to dab this on because I tested another area recently and it will run, so you want to be extra careful when you're putting on your Duraclear to seal it in between the layers, and that's why I wanted to do this video. One thing I didn't mention when I started out this little experiment is that I did this the way that I would any normal transfer. I got myself the images that I wanted, and then I coated it with a couple coats of my Ultra Matte so that I had a good base on there. Then I did the Sharpie outline, then I did the gel pen. So right now I'm going to finish trying to put the Duraclear over it so that we can have a finish on it before I paint over it, because I don't want the gel pen running into the paint at all. And this is, like I said, an experiment, so I'll keep you posted on how things turn out as they develop. Okay, after about 2 hours of letting the gel ink dry, I've got the parts with the gel ink covered with Duraclear. I'm going to paint it the rest of the way, and then I'll put it on a rock. But I wanted to warn you that if you do use this method with gel pens, you will be waiting for them to dry for a long time. I actually rushed the process a little because the ink was still tacky, but it looks like it dried okay with the Duraclear on it. But then that's because I dabbed it on instead of stroking or brushing it on. So yeah, so far I cannot recommend this method, even though so far the colors look a lot different than painted. So we'll see how the finished product looks, and I'll let you see that when I unveil it. Okay, I have picked out a suitable rock for the Hello Kitty here that I've done with gel pen, so you can pretty much see how it's going to look once it's on the rock. I can see a few minor issues that'll just be in it when it's glued on, but it did look like it turned out okay as far as the transfer itself. Now the test will be if it actually will transfer onto the rock the way I hope it should. But with having coated it with DuraClear after doing the ink, it should do as planned, but I will let you see that as it progresses. Okay, I've peeled off the transfer from Hello Kitty here. As you can see, she looks pretty decent. So gel ink does work with the transfer method. I've got a couple touch-ups I need to make on her, and I experimented once more on it too. I don't know if you can actually really see it, but I actually wrote on the rock itself in the gel pen, and it actually will write directly onto the rock as well. So in theory, you could actually paint directly onto the rocks using gel pens if you wanted to. Don't know how that would work for the whole surface of a rock, but for small things like writing my initials and the date, it actually worked fairly decent. But as you can see, there's Hello Kitty. She looks fairly decent. And one thing I do like about the gel pens is that you can actually see that some of them were glitter gel pens, and they actually get that kind of sheen to them. Don't know how that's going to look once it's sealed, but just from looking at it right now, it looks kind of cool. But so if you want to try and use gel pens, go for it. Just remember that the ink needs a long time to dry before you put it on a rock.